Hi, Nancy with the toll. Jodi Huisentruit from Iowa. She was a newscaster, and I shared on my LinkedIn a billboard that went up just days before her 57th birthday this week, and last week, it said 30 years is enough. She's been missing 30 years now. And she is just a little blurb in the Toll podcast Unsettled about an suspected serial killer, Christopher Revac, who probably killed Renee Williams and Ava here. So I dive into that case. And then he is the most likely suspect in Wisconsin for Deidre harm. So in between that, Jodi goes missing. And did he do it? I don't know. But it was weird because I started diving into that in 2022. Jodi Huisentruit went missing June 27th, 1995. Police say there was a struggle outside of her car. Early shift, like 4 a.m. She was getting ready and going to her car, and they think that's where it happened. So in 2022, I was like digging around, and I saw this guy, Scott Fuller, was going to do a story on Deidre, and I sent him a message, and I was like, hey, Deidre's in my story. You might check it out. So he did. He heard Jodi's name, and he was said, I'm on the FindJodi.com campaign board. He's a board member. It was a group of journalists, law enforcement, trying to solve the case. And I was like, oh, wow. And he starts talking about Chris Revac and how Chris Revac is connected to Mason City, Iowa. How his ex lived on the bottom of this duplex and Jodi's friend lived on top. It later comes out that the ex had moved out 6 months before Jodi was taken, but her friend lived above in that same duplex, and she had been there. So it was just weird, right? Weird connection, weird timing. The ex said he didn't even know I lived in Mason City, Iowa. Is that true? I mean, he had a tendency, if we're all right, he had a tendency of being a stalker. So he had a tendency maybe to know she was there. But Scott had written me, he said, her friends, Jodi's friends, were not happy she jogged and rollerbladed with no sense of safety. But she did file a police report on a guy in a white truck who'd been following her not long before she was abducted. So what if Chris Revac was in town and the ex just didn't know it? And what if he saw this girl who was on the news rollerblading and fixated? You never know. My friend fixated on this lamp, this monkey lamp, for 7 full days. Had to go back and see if she could buy it. So if you're a predator and he sees her and he can't get her out of mind, I don't know, just asking questions. But that connection with Chris came out in 2024, so it started kind of. And then there was, earlier this year, a judge unsealed some documents. What was it? They had put a tracker on one of Jodi's friends' vehicles and tracked them through Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and then they stopped in Phoenix. And a private investigator, I saw that, believes that it could have been jealousy. There was a newly discovered secret relationship that could have led to her disappearance. So 30 years that Jodi's been missing. Anyway, we all have a story. Thank you for sharing the toll. I appreciate you. Bye.